Hey, what's going on, guys? yugioh here, and I'm back with another casual match. This time, it's when I played this previous Saturday at Easy Gaming in North Carolina. I'm on Jinzo OTK against one of the decks that I'm the most familiar with. I'm up against Instant Fusion Zombies. It's my friend Ben playing it, and normally my training partner, my testing partner, Nick Shaman, plays this deck just like religiously. But here we're going to see an MST on the back row. It was a bottomless trap hole. Fusion's going to be able to send my 2 Jinzo returners and my 2 Jinzos. I'm playing the list from the first place finish at the 64-person tour at Collectible Exchange. But yeah, I'm just deck thinning as much as possible. Here's my 2 Jinzos. And you're going to see me summon a Machina Fortress, I believe. Just trying to go for the kill. But very unfortunately, you do see that this is a Spirit Reaper. I don't have an out to that right now. Unfortunately. So that just means that my Jinzos aren't going to get any value, because they would be destroyed in the end phase. So I tributed off for Jinzo. I equip my Machina gear frame to one of the fortresses, and I just have to pass. This way I do get at least some value out of the Jinzos. But we're going to see a set pass. Just checking my extract to make sure I know what, just remember what Overdragon does. Now here's a Heavy Storm. This should have gotten rid of the gear frame. I guess I just didn't realize in the moment. I was probably just talking to him about something. But I swing into a Pyramid Turtle. He summons a second one, and I decide, if I swing into it, that gives him all the advantage on his turn. At least if I pass on this after setting a card, he would have to go to his battle phase to crash the Pyramid Turtle, and then that's better for me, because then he wastes his battle phase. So again, it's extra deck, so it seems that he obviously has like something he could do, like maybe a tuner in his hand. Just sets a card though. I equip the gear frame to the fortress, and we see a Dust Tornado on the new set. Unfortunately, getting rid of my copy of Solemn Judgment. It is at 1 in this format, but he hits me with the Caius, and he targets a Machina Fortress. So I get to look at his hand. He has Caius, Book of Life, Zombie Master, and Plague Spreader. I get rid of the Zombie Master because it has the most potential to just OTK me and ruin my day. That card is extremely good. Something very particular about Zombie Master is if they leave it up for too long and you hit them with Mindcon or BrainCon, Econ, any way to take control of it, you can just bring back their Plague Spreader from their graveyard and just ruin their day. Now, they did have Book of Life here. It was something I expected, but I felt like I could play around the Caius. He discards a Plague Spreader to bring back Pyramid Turtle here. Stacks for Plague. I just feel like there wasn't a really great answer there. I mean, he already normal summoned, so he wouldn't have been able to normal the Zombie Master this turn. Here's the Gaia Force. Just swings in with this board. The gear frame gets destroyed. And he has to pass because nothing else has higher attack points. Big thank from me here. I definitely have plays. The Gaia Force is tricky because he could just swing over my Machina Fortress. I get rid of the Zombie Master, that way he doesn't pop off on my next turn. And I just have to pass. I don't know what my face down is. Here's the second Caius. He has no hand. Okay, a Battle Fader stops me from dying. Here's that BrainCon I was talking about earlier. I target Caius and I just crash the Caiuses. Card Trooper is such a good top deck. That's going to get him places. Oh, he's on Mystic Tomato. I don't think I've ever seen zombies on that. He's able to swing in for some damage, but not much else he can do. He has a ton of advantage here, but Swords of Revealing Light, disgustingly good card. I do set another card as well. Gold Sark is exactly what I need in this circumstance. Gonna be able to give me that Overload Fusion in 2 turns for the Chimera Tech Overdragon. I start putting dice on things to signify how long I have on them. Swords is currently at 2. Now it's at 1 because he just set 1 and passed. And he's a Giant Trunade. Gonna be able to reset my swords to 3. Set 2 more cards and pass. I do just get totally destroyed by Heavy Storm. Grab back the Overload Fusion. I set the Overload hit for the Blind Allure. The Blind Allure worked, by the way. I just didn't see me put the Gale in the banish pile. Here's a return. That's huge. Summon back all 3 Fortress. The best play I can really do here is crash the Fortress into the Gaia Force. Just start getting rid of his field. And then the rest get banished. There's not much you can do with Fortress when it comes to Synchro plays because he is a level 7. But yeah, we still have 2 turns on Swords of Revealing Light. He has 2 face-down cards. I feel like that's what's preventing me from going for the Overload Fusion, but I did have to set off of, because I don't want it to get, like, I don't want the Blind Allure to discard my Overload Fusion and lose me the game. So if I draw into back row remover like Heavy Storm, I kind of just can't use it until I use the Overload Fusion, so I have to look for another win condition. I'm looking through my graveyard here. I summoned back the Machina Fortress by discarding Cyber Etana, but it gets deprisoned. This is the last turn on Swords. Sets another card and passes. I feel like I just have to go for the Overload Fusion at this point. I think it's holding me back. No response to it. Banish 4, 5. Any more? 6. Okay. So my Overdragon has 4,800 attack points. That's the exact amount of life points he has left, but he probably has something to stop this. Another deprison, unfortunately. I set a card and pass. He's looking through his graveyard. That's never good when you're up against zombies. I don't know how I get out of this one. I've gone through most of my win conditions. The only thing I can really go for is Dark Arm Dragon. He uses Book of Life to get rid of my Machina Fortress and bring back Zombie Master. And Instant Fusion comes down. He's definitely comboing here. Reaper of the Nightmare goes in with Zombie Master, and that is a fat Mirror Force. I don't know why he went for the Reaper of the Nightmare, because it couldn't attack or anything. Here's a Trap Dust Shoot though, gonna be able to put back my Gores. I just have 2 Kais and limited removal in hand. Super unfortunate. Just have to pass to him. Hope I don't die. Sets 1 cards, passes. I have to pass again. Summons the Goblin Zombie. And I have Tragoedia, huge! Mill the Cyber Etanan off the Goblin Zombie's effects. Just big thinking here. I draw for turn. And I'm thinking whether or not to summon for Caius. I unfortunately have to, but the Torrential punishes me hard. He's going to be able to search off a Goblin Zombie. I'm so low on life points here. Just have to set and pass. Summons the Mizuki. And here's the Threatening Roar to let me live another turn. Sets a card. Normals the Krebons. Going to be able to stall for a turn if he attacks. But here's a Brain Con taking control of the Krebons. All he has to do is attack with Mizuki. And unless I have Battle Fader, I lose the game. But instead he goes for Allure of Darkness. Swings it with Krebons. And that lets me drop Gores. I'm at like 200 life points here. Swings over the token. Hands back the Krebons to me. I'm getting dangerously low with the cards in my deck. We both are just so low on resources. Banish 2 for Chaos Orc. Banish the Mizuki. Synchro off for Stardust Dragon. Tribute for Caius to get rid of the back row. And I could swing into these, but there's no point. I don't want these to be in his graveyard or I would lose the game. Just for sure. So I just go to the end phase, let him banish them. And hopefully I just can like sit on this board until I win the game. He sets a card and passes. I draw. Summons a Gear Frame. That's huge. No targets though. Like 3 cards in deck, I think. Swings into the Goblin Zombie. And here comes the Gear Frame for the finishing attack. He did have Gores, but I don't think he had enough life points to use it. But if you're enjoying this type of content, make sure to subscribe. I upload this type of video at least twice a week. And if you want to support the channel and see my videos a day early, make sure to become a channel member. But here we're going to see Ben go first on Instant Fusion Zombies. Sets a card, sets a monster, good old T-set. Here's Gold Sarcophagus to grab me Future Fusion, the win condition of the deck. I put a dice on it and I pass. So I have to have some sort of battle hand trap here. I wouldn't just pass otherwise. Here's the battle fader as I expected. Just passes over to me. The gold star goes to 1. I pass on this. Able to just safely play into this. I probably will not be getting OTK'd. Yep, just passes me after setting another card. Here's the Future Fusion, but a Dust Tornado comes down. I probably should have saved it and realized that there's 2 face downs, but sometimes you just have to play into it and just pray. Big thing from our boy Ben here. Just swings in with a Goblin Zombie, drops the Trag, mills my Krebons. That's actually really nice for me. I believe I have Dark Armed in my hand. Sets another card. Those back row are just totally tricky. I MST the new set. It's perfect. Swinging with Trag. He's considering something. Well, here's the search. Is he going to grab Mizuki, Zombie Master, Plague? This deck is really good because it gets the search so like constantly. Here's the Mizuki. One of the most broken cards in this deck, honestly. Draws Return. Another big think. Just sets a monster and passes. Down comes a Machina Fortress. Gonna swing into there. Spirit Reaper, the bane of my existence. Fine, I just swing it to the Mizuki. That's a little troublesome because if he brings back the Goblin Zombie and I swing over, that means he gets to have another search. MST flip the Threatening Roar in response. That way he can't attack me this turn. Not that I think he's going to. A Book of Life to bring back the Goblin Zombie. Banishing my Jinzo Returner, I believe. I think he milled that off a Goblin Zombie earlier. There's the Tribute Summon Caius. Which one is he gonna get rid of though? Targets the Tragoedia. I fully agree. If you target the Fortress, I just get too much knowledge. Gonna be able to search off the Goblin Zombie as well. There's the Plague Spreader Zombie. He's in a really good position here. Able to swing over the Caius though. Sets a card. Currently has no back row. Let's see if he draws into any. It's the biggest way to stop my deck. It's the biggest way to like turn his tempo around and get back on his feet. Here's an Instant Fusion paying 1,000. Carbonala Warrior. Ooh, what a sick card. I used to play that in Gokis as an extender. Synchros for Goyo though, and I Solemn it! A big price to pay, but that Goyo would have been dastardly. Sets a card and passes. I think I just passed right back to him. He obviously has a lot of plays. He's gonna definitely make something like Catastor to blow up my Machina Fortress. Book of Life to bring back the Plague Spreader. Mizuki to bring back Goblin Zombie. But here's a Brionac. Ooh, he has to spend a card in his hand, and I get to look at his hand for him to get rid of this Machina Fortress. And even then, I should be able to just bring it back on my next turn if I have the materials. It's good for me. I'm perfectly fine with this. He doesn't switch the Spirit Reaper to attack. That's crazy. He would have been able to rip a card on my hand. Here's the Machina Fortress. Thank God I had the materials for it. Swinging over the Brionac, I'm really lucky that there wasn't a battle trap there to stop me. Stacks for Plague Spreader. He could make a Catastor here. Oh, and there's the Minecon. And that's gonna be game! That's huge. What a huge Minecon. And here we are in game 3. I'm gonna go first this time. Let's see if I can establish something crazy with the Jinzo OTK deck. Gold Sarcophagus, the love of my life. I'm pretty sure I'm only playing one of it, so that's insane that I've seen it all 3 games. So I am gonna get that Future Fusion in a couple turns. Gear Frame, what a lovely start. Gonna be able to add me that Machina Fortress. Just sets a card and passes, just plays conservatively. You don't want them to summon something like Cyber Dragon and ruin your day. Checks his extra deck, which is always a bad sign. That means he has some sort of synchro play in his future. Sets one and passes. The Gold Sark goes to 1. I swing in with the Machina Gear Frame and pass. Sets another card. And I get back the Future Fusion. This might be a... Oh, yep, that's a Giant Trunade. I was about to say this might be a fast game. Adds back all spell and traps. Future Fusion to send the normal targets, the usual suspects. Cyber Dragon. I think I have a Jinzo in my hand or a Jinzo Returner, something like that. Yep, Only one returner was sent. I was sent a Jinzo, returner, Machina Fortress, Cyber Tannin. I believe that's a second Cyber Tannin. I might have one in my hand or something, who knows? And I get to summon back that Jinzo. Pitch the returner in the fortress to summon back Fortress. This isn't game here, but it is going to put him super low. Oh, I guess that is game. Yeah, because of the instant fusion. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed watching this, make sure to subscribe. As I said earlier, I upload these type of videos twice a week. Consider becoming a channel member, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for the next duel.